Hey, in this episode, I'm working on my cross fencing and getting another item checked off on those things I wanted to accomplish during my staycation and one of my New Year's resolutions to finish up this year, so stay tuned. Hello folks, welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host Jerry Hanson. Been working the last 3 days on my fence line here. I've got this much finished. I've got just a little bit left to go until I can come up with some more fencing. Now this fencing that I'm using here on this cross fence is what I took down from around the garden. I had jerry-rigged some fencing around the garden when I first got here for lack of material to be able to put in reasonable deer-proof fencing. So you guys watched the episode of me putting up the new fencing around the garden. Now it's complete. I took all that fencing, pieced it together, and I'm running it through this cross fencing area so we can keep the goats on that side of the fence, and then this side will be exclusively for the chickens, the ducks, and the geese, and maybe the turkeys if I decide to let them out. So this area right here is going to be a little bit tricky as I've a pasture here, a pasture here, and a pasture here. So this is a confluence of four fence lines coming in together. I'm going to have two gates here, so I've got to get in some extra posts to strengthen these corner posts and make it good and strong. So let's dig a couple of holes. Got my spacer bar right here, so I'm going to start my hole right here. Now my soil is clay, a lot of clay, and sometimes it makes it a little difficult to dig these holes. So let me show you and demonstrate to you how I can dig my holes. It makes it really easy. I use water. And I got a couple of these brackets. I'm just going to screw them right here to hold the 2x4 brace in. That makes it nice and sturdy. Now I just gotta pack it in. Okay, since this is such a short distance of fence, it's only like 10, 20, 30, maybe 40 feet of fencing. I'll show you how I attach it and tighten it. Okay, this is where I use my fence tool and fencing staples. This is a right-hand bevel, and so I'll show you how I attach them. But I'm going to squeeze them together first, so they don't spread when I'm putting them in, and we'll show you. Okay, get that in where it's going to squeeze that fence. And now I'm just going to grip it with my fence tool and use this rocker piece and just tighten the fence. Pull it back. And hammer this in so it gets a good grip on that wire until I can finish it. And I put another staple in. That's sure to hold it. And we do the same with the bottom. And now I'm just going to staple the rest and then tighten them. Just trim it off. Then use my tool, bend those over so nobody can scratch. This is my tool for wrapping it. This is your wire splicing tool that's available in your fencing supplies. You could find it in there. Now I just have to put my key post staples on. That's what they look like. And they're pre-bent, and I'll show you how they attach. I just put 3 staples in. I had to splice the fence together right here. Because making do with what I've got means splicing fencing. And we do want the bottom. Okay, I got the fence done, and that's all the fencing I have left until I replace the fence on the backyard. Then I have an extra piece of fence to go from that corner post all the way over to my other corner post, my end post down there. So right now the goats will only be in this area and that area over there. But I got to put the electric part of the fencing up. So I've got these little electric insulators for the electric fencing, and then they just clip right on to the T-posts. This will discourage them from wanting to try to climb over the fence if they will. Now insulators, there's a couple insulators you could attach to wood, and I choose these little insulators right here. They just screw right in, and then I'm going to go ahead and screw it in right above the fence line, right about here. See if my little splicer tool fits in. Yep, it does. Then I can just twist it in there. So now I've got a wire that's going to go in across the top, and I've got one coming in across the bottom. So I'm going to terminate one right here at this brace pole, because I've got a gate going in down here that is going to, that little insulator is going to be in the way. So we're just going to terminate the electric wire down here at this little base pole. And I'm going to do the same at this end, except for there's no gate that's going to be in the way down here. So put an insulator up here. And another one down here. Now on the T-posts, I've got these little extenders for across the bottom. That keeps the wire far enough away from the fence. Not worried about the top of the fence, because those insulators keep it above the wire from grounding. Now I'm going to show you, be careful when you're purchasing these insulators, because, well, let me take you down to a T-post and I'll show you. These insulators are designed to go on the T-post with it on the flat side. They do have ones that actually go on this side. This is not for made for that side. In fact, I'll show you what those look like. You can see where that grabs the T-post from the back side. There is a difference, so be careful when ordering those things or purchasing those. These are really easy to connect. I mean, for me, they're easy. And you just clip them on. Now here's the electric wire. The electric fence wire. Yep, that's it. I'm going to attach it to this insulator. We're just going to string it right on down the fence line. of it is insulator. And now we do the same with the bottom. So the fence, this cross fencing is done. I've done all the electrical to the fence. It's now hooked up. Let's go we'll close this gate and we'll go turn it on and let the goats out and see if they get shocked. I don't have a fence tester, so I'm gonna do my own test. It's just a little wire, bend a little loop in it, hold it with some insulated pliers, and let's see if this arcs. Live wire, ground. Yep, we got arc. Hopefully it'll be enough to keep the goats in. Okay, the electrical fence is activated. I hope it's enough of a charge to keep these ladies in their pastures. We'll see. Let's go release them. Well, so far so good. They haven't tested the fence yet, but this fence they can't get through. I'm not worried about this fence. It's just the cross fencing. There's 5 electric wires there, and I don't know if I had a short before or whatever, but they've been getting through the fence. Yeah, goats. Ugh. Well, that's it on this episode. I'm your host, Jerry Hanson. This is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm on putting up a field fence and cross-fencing my property. Please stay tuned to more videos. You could do that by subscribing and clicking that bell icon. That'll alert you to new videos as I upload them. Also, please like my channel. That really helps us. Also, something else you can do that really helps us is clicking that share button and sharing my videos on your social media platforms really helps out the channel a lot. Another thing you can do, leave a comment if you'd like. Check out the merchandise I have. And also, I got some video links down below that you guys can check out as well. We'll see you guys in the next episode, alright? Bye-bye.